A long time ago, there was a secret legend at the university, lost among the dark forests and misty plains. It was said that in the ancient building, in its most neglected corners, creepy ghosts lived, hungry for knowledge and wisdom. These spirits were known as the shadow of the university. Students who met with them told stories about how shadows penetrated their dreams, pulling knowledge and ideas out of them. Gossip said that ghosts fed on the mind, turning students into empty shells, devoid of education and self-identification. One day, an ambitious student named Anna decided to spend the night in an old university building to solve the mystery of the shadow. In the semi-darkness of the empty classrooms and abandoned corridors, she heard whispers and a slight grinding, merging into a strange melodic chorus. Anna encountered ghosts, and they promised her boundless knowledge in exchange for her mind. In the darkness of the hall, she felt their invisible hands touching her forehead, drawing knowledge like juices from a fruit. However, suddenly a voice was heard in the room, shrill and mysterious. "Stop it," a voice shouted. "You can't give her the whole truth. There's still a lot she needs to learn." Anna felt the shadows recede, and the room became dark again. The ghost of an old professor appeared in front of her, his eyes sparkling with wisdom. "The shadow of the university," he said, "is hungry for knowledge, but it does not always lead to what is needed. You can gain true understanding only through the independent pursuit of knowledge and the search for truth. Take care, Anna, and remember that education is not only a theory, but also wisdom acquired from life." With these words, the ghost disappeared, leaving Anna in an empty corridor. Now she had a choice: to return to everyday student life or delve deeper into the mysteries of the shadow of the university and reveal the knowledge that could change not only her, but also the world around her. Over the next few days, Anna encountered unusual phenomena. Shadows haunted her dreams, trying to take her mind away from her again. The student felt that something strange and unknown was reaching out to her from the dark corners of the university, like invisible tentacles trying to absorb her essence. One day, walking through the abandoned corridors in complete darkness, Anna noticed pale figures floating in the air. These were the souls of the students absorbed in the shadow of the university. They furrowed the air restlessly, emitting whispers and ghostly moans. The professor, whose ghost had saved her from complete absorption, appeared in front of Anna in the most unexpected places. His shadow flickered involuntarily in the light of the lanterns, creating gloomy projections on the walls. The professor warned her against the sinister secrets of the shadow, hinting that she had discovered only the tip of the iceberg. Fear and paranoia gripped Anna, but curiosity and thirst for knowledge also awakened in her. She began to explore ancient archives, trying to uncover the secrets of the university's past. In her search, she found records of a mysterious sect that conducted forgotten rituals within the walls of the university long before its foundation. The members of the sect indulged in ancient rituals, worshipped the shadow, and tried to extract knowledge from the source itself. Anna found out that the students absorbed in the shadow did not disappear completely. Their minds were preserved in the dark depths of the university, forming a kind of collective unconscious, intertwining with a dark essence awakened by ancient rituals. With each new member joining the shadow, the power of this dark entity increased. Several weeks passed, and Anna immersed herself in studying ancient texts and scrolls, hoping to find a way to stop the shadow. She found mention of an ancient artifact that served as the key to the Shadow Gate. It was known as the Key of Lost Knowledge. One of the old scrolls foreshadowed that the key was hidden in the darkest corners of the university's dungeons. Anna resolutely went into this darkness, preparing to face something that could not be understood by a rational mind. The dungeons turned out to be a maze full of traps and riddles. The creaking of the doors, the rustle of the wind in the tunnels. All this created an eerie atmosphere, as if the dungeon itself was one of the shadow corridors of the shadow of the university. Anna walked forward, following the clues of the scrolls, and encountered the ghosts of students whose distorted faces begged for help. Finally, she reached the place where, according to legend, the key was kept. In front of her was an arch decorated with ancient symbols. Inside, the darkness was thickening, and it seemed that the shadow itself permeated the earth. Anna took a deep breath and stretched out her hand to the arch. Suddenly, there were noises around, and the darkness hummed, as if the awakened shadow began to feel threatened. The walls of the dungeon began to creak as if they were alive. Anna was doomed to fight the darkest force she could imagine. The key was in her hands, but the figure of the professor who had warned her earlier appeared in front of her. You think you can control the shadow, but it's deeper than you can imagine. Our whole life is just a projection, a mirror image of what is inside us. With these words, the professor disappeared, and the darkness began to engulf Anna. She felt the shadow enter her mind, pulling out all her knowledge and experience. With each passing second, her essence was melting away, and the world around her was becoming more and more unclear. However, at the last moment, when everything seemed lost, a shimmering figure appeared in front of Anna. It was the professor, but his eyes shone now not only with wisdom, but also with determination. Don't let her take you completely, he whispered. Use the key, but remember that this is just the beginning. The power of the key was stronger than the shadow. Anna felt the darkness recede, leaving her in a dark dungeon. She returned to the surface with the key in her hands. But now she realized that she had opened the door to something much more terrible. Now she had to uncover the secrets hidden in the very depths of the shadow of the university, and get out of the maze of knowledge and darkness before her mind was completely absorbed by the essence she had freed. With the ancient key in her hands, Anna left the dungeon, but the air at the university remained filled with dark energy. The shadows, freed from their ultrasound, became more aggressive. The buildings of the university were permeated with strange sounds and shadowy figures, as if the building itself was an animated being, excited by an endless stream of knowledge. Anna started using the key to close the shadow gate, but the more she tried, the stronger the ghost's reaction became. She could feel their essences rising, trying to consolidate their power again. Each closed portal caused them concern, and Anna realized that she was only fueling the anger of a powerful being who had seen the light. The old corridors of the university, previously silent and empty, began to fill with whispers and groans. The shadows were rushing back, reaching out to the students, trying to regain their lost knowledge. Anna understood that she needed to find a way to completely banish the shadow from the university before her true self was absorbed. She came to the conclusion that the answer lies in the very source of the shadow in the abandoned dungeon where she found the key. But now this place was even more dangerous, full of traps and ghosts of students distorted by darkness. Anna decided that she needed to explore the dungeon again, to find the root of the problem and the source of this terrible magic. When she stepped back onto the dark steps, there were strange whispers, as if the walls held many secrets. The candles flickered, creating trembling shadows that danced around Anna. She felt that her presence was awakening something deeply hidden within these walls. Passing through the dark labyrinths, Anna discovered the forgotten halls where the sectarians of antiquity performed their mystical rituals. Their exhausted faces reflected the thirst for power, and their eyes shone with maniacal determination. In the depths of the dungeon, she came across a shimmering arch, similar to the one that guarded the key. But now this arch radiated something more powerful, something that was connected to the darkest depths. Anna felt a mysterious force pulling her inside, like a magnet, beckoning her into unknown dark realities. Passing through the arch, Anna found herself in a space where the laws of physics and time seemed insignificant. Here, in this distorted world, the shadow took on a concrete form. Writhing around her like darkness revived and gained consciousness. The creature ominously whispered secret knowledge and predictions, hinting that its power was eternal and invulnerable. Anna understood that this was the source of the darkness that permeated the university. His entire history, secrets, and magic were centered in this perverted dimension. She understood that she had to fight this powerful shadow in order to free her university from its power. But the closer she got to the essence, the more she felt that the shadow was beginning to consume her. Visions and predictions, unknown secrets and ancient knowledge flashed in Anna's eyes. She felt her consciousness dissolving into this vast darkness. However, at the last moment, when Anna thought that her essence would be absorbed into the vortex of darkness, the professor appeared in front of her. His figure stood in front of her like a defender in this battle with the shadow. The professor's eyes shone brighter than ever. "Oh," and he said, "don't let yourself be fooled, Anna. You own the key, and only you can break this eternal circle." With these words, the professor disappeared, and Anna felt a new strength in herself. Focusing her entire mind, she used the key to escape from the shadow's captivity. The vortex of darkness roared, but then gave up, spreading out like smoke in the night. When Anna returned to the university, she felt the last traces of the shadow dissolve. The building stopped moving, and the dead halls of the dungeon became quiet and forgotten again. Students, under the influence of the shadow, began to free themselves from its power, returning to normal life. But there was a shadow in the shadow, deeper and darker than ever. Anna realized that she had opened the door to a world of magic and secrets that should not have been revealed. Her decision to use the key led to a new threat, and she felt that the terrible maelstrom of events was just beginning. The secret she had discovered had more terrible consequences, and the questions she had found answers to only open the curtain of sinister stories hidden in the shadows of the university. Now Anna had to choose, continue her journey into the world of darkness or close the door, knowing that even the deepest secrets might be better left forgotten. Despite defeating the shadow, Anna remained a prisoner of her own decision. The knowledge gained from the shadow became part of her being, and she could not free herself from this burden. Memories of ancient rituals, ghosts, and even the power she used were slowly but inexorably consuming her mind. At first it was faint echoes of whispers in her dreams. Then visions of shadows began to appear in the most unexpected places. Soon she noticed that her thoughts were merging with the echo of mysterious knowledge, and the line between reality and the world she had discovered was getting thinner. One by one, the university students began to disappear. Some disappeared without a trace, while others became pale shadows of those who had previously been full of enthusiasm and desire for knowledge. Anna understood that the shadow she had freed had not completely disappeared, but had turned it into a kind of mixed entity intertwined with darkness. Her mind became an arena of struggle between light and darkness. When she tried to use the key to close the last portals of the shadow, she found that this act only strengthened the connection between her and the entity. Each closed portal seemed like a step towards its own disappearance. The professor, whose ghost had helped her the first time, reappeared in front of her. But his eyes shone now not with advice, but with a mournful foreboding. "You chose the path that led you to this end," he whispered. "You've become part of the shadow, and now you can't escape your fate." The entity she had freed had plotted to use Anna as her new tool. She witnessed frightening visions predicting terrible events and the death of many whom she loved. Every act aimed at trying to free herself led to the strengthening of the dark essence in her soul. In the end, Anna found herself in an empty and abandoned university hall, where she first encountered a shadow. The gloomy entity took on a physical form, and its eyes glittered with an ominous light. She declared that Anna had now become a part of her, and her mind would serve the eternally dark knowledge. Anna felt the dark shadows envelop her, penetrating into the very depths of her being. A shadow engulfed her consciousness, and at the moment when the last scream was reflected in the bottomless emptiness of the university corridor, only a dead and silent trace of her presence remained. The university, freed from its dark threat, witnessed the tragic ending of Anna, a student who, in pursuit of knowledge, absorbed her own dark secrets. The entity, freed from darkness, found a new victim, and its shadow seemed to hang over the abandoned university, reminding everyone that darkness carries danger even for those who decide to open the doors to their own secrets.